It's the Hump Day edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. We've got another full plate today with lots and lots going on in the weather department, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. Of course, today it's a cold day. I've got the temperatures plotted up here, the satellite and the radar. Thankfully, the radar is pretty quiet. We had some snow showers last night that gave us fresh coatings again, half an inch in some spots, maybe even up to an inch in a couple of backyards. But now we're just left with kind of a mixed bag of clouds and sun, a mackerel sky. You might still run into a flurry, but that is about it as far as what's going on out there this afternoon. Temperatures are in the mid-teens. Here's a look at the wind chill. It's just barely above zero when you factor in the wind this afternoon. So there's an icy breeze out there. It feels like January again, and boy, we've got a repeat coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be almost identical to today, perhaps even windier tomorrow. So the wind chill tomorrow probably does not get above zero. Well, we've got another system that's going to track our way tonight into tomorrow morning. It's hard to find, though, here on the radar and satellite. This is going to come out of the Midwest, and it's going to spark some showers of snow tonight and maybe first thing tomorrow morning, and it's going to be a lot like the last couple of mornings. We're going to have to watch for slick spots. Somebody might get an inch. A lot of us will get a coating, just enough perhaps to slicken things up overnight tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. I'll show you some computer models here in just a second. Showers and thunderstorms down in the deep south today. And look at this, California getting some rain, and they're just getting started with a rainy trend out here. Of course, if you've been following the weather news at all winter, you know they've had an exceptionally dry winter out in California and along the West Coast. Winter is when they need to get their rain because, of course, they hardly see any during the summer and early fall seasons. So we'll take every drop of this that they can get. Let's head into the future a little bit here and talk about what's going to happen tonight into tomorrow. What we've got is a weak area of low pressure that's going to track across the northern Great Lakes like this. And you can see there's not much moisture with this. The air is so dry and so cold, there's just not a lot to squeeze out of the atmosphere. But yeah, there'll be some snow showers here and there during the overnight tonight and into first thing tomorrow morning. I'm going to show you something a little different here. What we're looking at here is what we call the vertical velocity map. This is a measure of how much the air is rising at about 10,000 feet above our heads, a typical layer for clouds to form, precipitation to fall out of. And you can see there's a little max of vertical velocity going through here at about 1 or 2 a.m. That's when the colors get a little bit brighter and deeper. By 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, still some upward motion in the atmosphere, but then by 1, it's pretty much shut off. So this is one of those things we look at to determine the best chance of seeing the heaviest precipitation rates, and I think that'll be tonight after midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and some of us are going to get up tomorrow morning and find, hey, we've got to brush off our cars again, especially side streets could be a little bit slick once again. Then Friday looks like an uneventful day. This is Friday afternoon. We've got an area of high pressure that's going to pay us a visit. It's going to be a cold day, but otherwise uneventful with a mixed bag of clouds and sun. All right, a lot of speculation about the weekend and beyond. I will implore you again, as I've done on my blogs and on some of my social media posts, to use trusted sources in the longer range. You know, some websites were trying to hype a system 4 or 5 days ago for next week. And while sure there is going to be a storm, it's irresponsible for those sites to cause the public to panic sometimes by posting really dramatic, computer model images that are 10 days out, because as you know, the weather can change a whole lot in 10 days. So watch out. Watch what sources you use. There's many great amateur Facebook and regular websites out there, but there are a lot that are really bad as well. So you just got to be a little bit careful. If it's really dramatic and hyped up in big capital letters, but they're talking about 8 or 9 days from now, chances are that's a site you want to stay away from. But anyway, I'll tell you what I think is going to happen here as we head into the weekend. A weak system is going to cruise through Friday night into Saturday morning. And this is looking weaker by the model run. So the newest run's even weaker with this. Another weak area of low pressure pushing through with some light snow. This is the map for Saturday afternoon. I'm sorry, this is actually a Saturday morning, I should say. And take a look at the vertical velocity again. There's not a tremendous amount of uplift in the atmosphere here for Saturday morning, just a little bit. So I'm thinking now, instead of 1 to 2 inches, this is probably more like around an inch worth of fresh snow Friday night, first thing Saturday morning. The bigger deal's coming later in the weekend, and it may start again as early as late Saturday night. Here's Sunday morning's map, and what we've got going on here is a real battle zone setting up. there's going to be a front that's going to dangle itself in through here and just sort of hang out. South of the front, pretty warm for early March. North of it, very, very cold for early March. And we're going to be right in that battle zone. We're going to be on the cold side, but close enough to the battle zone, the front, that precipitation's real likely here to get going Saturday night and then especially into Sunday and into Sunday night. This is going to be a long duration event, it looks like. The snow starts up again Saturday night. It may not shut off again until midday Monday. So it's going to be one of those things that's not going to just come and go real quickly and do its dirty work and get out of here. It's just going to keep hanging around for a good possibly 36 hours. So Saturday night, Sunday night, at least into the first half of Monday, and then from west to east we should see some clearing on Monday. Well, this is a system that's, the details are still pretty fuzzy on, and there's many reasons for that. First of all, it's only Wednesday, and we're talking about late in the weekend and early next week here. Another reason for this is that the system that's partly responsible for the potential snow, or the snow that's pretty likely late in the weekend and early next week, is still far away. Let me bring up the latest GFS model here, showing you the disturbance that we're talking about. Back things up to right now. And we're talking about a system that's south of Alaska right now. This is where this disturbance is. This is what eventually is going to come into California, travel the whole country, and make its way over to our neck of the woods. But look how far away it is, and the computer models aren't going to get a real good sample of this storm and be able to simulate what it's going to do real well until it's over land. It can simulate it to, to the best of their abilities when it's over ocean, but it's always going to be better for the system to be over land, and that's going to occur here in a couple of days. Watch this thing. I'll kind of animate this for you. This bowling ball is going to come into California here on Friday into Friday night and Saturday, bring them lots of beneficial rain. It's going to weaken as it comes across the country, but then finally it will, early next week, it'll finally be out in here with precipitation spreading east of it. So it's got to come all the way from the Gulf of Alaska through the middle of the country, and it's got a long way to go. So that's one of the reasons why there's a lot of uncertainty this far out as far as how much snow there's going to be, when the worst of the storm is going to be, is there going to be any type of precipitation other than just snow? And right now that doesn't look likely, but a lot can change in a couple of days. Right now I'm thinking this is all snow, but much can change in a couple of days. Information can become a little different as the storm gets over land. The atmosphere can definitely, the models can definitely adjust to what the atmosphere is showing, and you never know, we might end up getting some sort of mixed precipitation at some point, and that would cut down on snowfall totals. All right, as far as Saturday, this is just sort of illustrating what I think is the trend here. This is the latest SREF, the ensemble model, showing snow accumulations out through Saturday evening. So this doesn't really take into effect the bigger snows that are coming Sunday and a Monday. Take into account, that is. Here, the SREF is giving us about a ½ inch tonight, early tomorrow morning. I think that's in the ballpark. And I'm highlighting the blue line here because that's the latest run of this. The snow ramps up again Friday night, heading into Saturday. And, again, this isn't looking like a lot, but the latest run gives us an average of about an inch and a quarter out of this for Friday night into Saturday. So that goes along with the thinking that I'm kind of advertising here, that there's going to be fresh coatings, an inch and a half, perhaps 2 on the high end at the start of the weekend, but the higher accumulations are definitely coming Sunday into Monday. How much? Still too early to say, but I'm going to show you a few computer models here to give you an idea as to what's on the table. On the TV side tonight, you're not going to see me put snow accumulations for this Sunday-Monday storm in just yet, because again, we just aren't confident enough in the track, the intensity, etc., etc. European model, 24-hour snowfall from Sunday through Monday has about roughly 9 or 10 inches here. That's what we're looking at as far as these deeper purples and pinks. That's the European model. I think that's at the high end of possibilities. I think that's towards the high end of what is possible at this point. Canadian model singing a similar tune here, although it does have some of the lighter colors down here indicating lower snow amounts getting closer. So that leads me to believe the Canadians picking up on an idea that there might be some mixing, maybe not far to our south, but it still has a pretty good bullseye of snow over us, perhaps on the order of 10 inches or more in total over the weekend and Monday. GFS model then is farther south. Notice it doesn't have those hot pinks here. It has it down in the Ohio River Valley. So the models are going to keep doing this. They're going to sing different tunes. They're going to give us different ideas, and they're probably not going to come into a great agreement until Friday when that system's over land. The models can sample it a little better. Bottom line I want you to take away from this video and anything I say online today is that snow is likely. Light snow Friday night into Saturday. Heavier snow at times. Late Saturday night, Sunday night, parts of Monday. How much? Still too early to really pin down total accumulations, but it'll be enough, I think, Sunday into Monday to definitely shovel and plow. Worst case scenario, I would say at this point, is that this is a fairly crippling storm for us. Worst case scenario. I'm not saying that's likely, but that's the worst case. This will be one of the bigger storms of the season. That idea is on the table. May not be the most likely thing to happen, but it's on the table that we get enough snow that this could be a real big nuisance for us at the start of next week. All right, that's a long Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for sticking with me on this Wednesday. I'll see you on the news tonight at 6 and 11.